Here we have a rational equation. Rational equations have polynomial denominators. And for these, you want to multiply by the one or more denominators. Here, there's just one denominator we're going to want to multiply by, and that's the x minus 4. So we'll multiply the left and the right by x minus 4. On the left, it cancels, leaving you just with 32. And on the right, you're distributing that x. So you get x squared minus 4x. So now we say to ourselves, well, this is a quadratic. Quadratics have x squared. And for quadratics, you want to get one side equal to 0, preferably with the x squared being positive. So we're going to subtract both sides by 32, and we'll get 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 32. Now, quadratics are in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. And we have a b term and we have a c term. For a, we have the invisible number 1 in front of the x squared. But we now know that we have a bc quadratic. So bc factoring, that's the idea that you need two numbers that add to the b and multiply to the c. So for us, our two numbers need to add to minus 4 and multiply to negative 32. So what two numbers would do that? Let's start by breaking 32 down to all of its factors. It divides by 1. It divides by 2. It doesn't divide by 3, but it does divide by 4. And now let's look at the signs. The two numbers multiply to a negative. That could only happen if they have opposite signs from one another. But of those two numbers that are the opposite signs, they actually add up to a negative. And that means that the negative number is the bigger looking number. So out of our 4 and 8, which are the only two that can be combined in any way to give us a 4, we know they have to have opposite signs with the negative being bigger. So that is x plus 4 and x minus 8. So if we were to FOIL that out, we'd have negative 8x plus 4x, which is going to add up to the negative 4 in the middle term. Now we have the zero product rule. The zero product rule says that if you have parentheses multiply together and the answer is 0, that could only happen if one of them is 0. So you're going to set the two parentheses individually equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do that. We would take x plus 4 and set it equal to 0, x minus 8, set it equal to 0, and solve them both. Here we're going to have x equals minus 4. Here we're going to have x equals positive 8. And we're being asked for the positive solution, which is the positive 8. And we're done with this question.